Do I have a message? Stay involved. Stay involved. Don't be afraid to walk up to a police officer and introduce yourself, say hello. It's all about dialogue. And I think it's not, Coach Pritchett and I were talking a couple of days ago, man, just having a simple conversation is not rocket science. And I think if people just are able to just have a conversation and listen, actively listen, we can solve a lot of problems. Maybe I'll explain a little bit of the type of bullying that I experienced growing up, right? There's two I really remember, okay? The first was, at the time when I was growing up in Boston, Chinatown, right? There were two factioning gangs that were like butting heads all the time, and we did our best to stay away from it. And the bullying came from the coercion and them the kids trying to get us to join. It wasn't until I think it was a Boston cop, right? A fellow Asian Boston cop, and somebody else who spoke up and said, hey, leave these guys alone. Basically, go find someone else to join, but leave these kids alone. And from there, it took a lot of pressure off, but I'm very thankful for that, because that stopped a lot of it. That was because someone spoke up, and that's why I said earlier, the best thing we can do is speak up, right? So I was I'm thankful. I'm very lucky that I think it was the Boston cop that got the word out to those kids, like, leave these guys alone, right? And then going back to my other rule that I said earlier about the 5%, 95%. The first time I heard a racial slur directed toward me, I was really surprised. It came. I looked across the street and it came from two black females, but I'm not mad. I just basically walked away, and that situation was a little different. I walked away and it never happened again. So those are the two incidences I really, really remembered, and both had different. The reaction, in one incident I walked away and that was good, it never happened again, and then the other one, someone spoke up for me. So I'm not going to forget that. And so if I see bullying happening, I'm gonna speak up. I think the COVID closures has gotten everyone too bottled up. People are lashing out. Blaming Asians is pretty unfair. I think, better information needs to be put out there that it's, you could be mad at China for where the virus may have originated, but you shouldn't be mad at the Asian people living in the United States, because we really have nothing to do with it. We suffer the same. We have to mask up the same way. We'll get sick also the same way. So same thing. Go back to I think we just shouldn't generalize or broad brush judge any group, any particular race. Man, by showing empathy, maybe how about supporting an Asian-owned business, and just not just when if you see something, stand up for them.
It goes back to what we said in the beginning about conversations, right? So if you know a friend, if you know a relative that's having a hard time, have that conversation. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that you got their back. Tell them that you understand. Tell them to ask them if they want to talk about it. Ask them if they need anything. It gets all about having conversations and talking. If I walk by you and I don't say anything, you don't know what I think. But if we have that conversation, how where we are when we're all in the same room, right? So that's what I would say. If you want to support someone, no matter, minority, white, black, brown, purple, it doesn't matter. You have conversations and you just show that love and you talk about it, and if you don't understand, you try to understand. Don't forget, the best way to persevere, you have to start with loving yourself. Don't forget who you are, where you come from. Have that pride in yourself and being able to love yourself and never letting anyone no matter what they do, say, or send a picture of, or a text message, or a video. It doesn't matter as long as you don't forget to love yourself. And when you love yourself, you keep your eyes on the prize, right? You set goals, and because you set goals, you're gonna have success. Okay? Now, your goals might be, I want to be an NBA player. I want to be a professional dancer. For me, it was, I want to go to college. So no matter what happened in my life, you know what? I wasn't the best student, but I knew that I was a good athlete, and I happened to use sports to help me to get to college. And when I got to college, my grades got better. But don't ever stop. No matter what happens in your life, you have to remember to love yourself. And no bully can ever, no picture, no words, no text, no anything can ever get in between you and yourself. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Love yourself. All right? And then when you're loving yourself and everybody else is loving themselves, we just got love, right? So that's it. All right? So don't forget, love yourself.